G20 Summit India 2023 Vision. India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness. Hence, our theme is One Earth, One Family, One Future by the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. December 1st, 2022 is a momentous day as India assumed the presidency of the G20 Forum, taking over from Indonesia. As the largest democracy in the world and the fastest growing economy, India's G20 presidency will play a crucial role in building upon the significant achievements of the previous 17 presidencies. As it takes the G20 presidency, India is on a mission to bring about a shared global future for all through the Amrit Kaal initiative with a focus on the Life movement, which aims to promote environmentally conscious practices and a sustainable way of living. With a clear plan and a development oriented approach, India aims to promote a rule based order, peace, and just growth for all. The 200 plus events planned in the run up to the 2023 summit will strengthen India's agenda and the six thematic priorities of India's G20 presidency. G20 has two main tracks of engagement. Number one, the finance track for finance ministers and central bank governors, and the Sherpa track. The G20's proceedings are led by the Sherpas, who are appointed as personal envoys of the leaders of member nations. These Sherpas are responsible for overseeing the negotiations that occur throughout the year, deliberating on the agenda for the summit, and coordinating the substantive work of the G20. Both tracks have working groups to address specific themes with representatives from relevant parties. Working groups this year will focus on global priority areas such as green development, climate finance, inclusive growth, digital economy, public infrastructure, technology transformation, and reforms for women empowerment for socio-economic progress. All these steps are taken to accelerate progress towards the sustainable development goals and secure a better future for the generations to come. The G20 group of 19 countries and the EU European Union was established in 1999 as a platform for finance ministers and central bank governors to discuss international economic and financial issues. Together, the G20 countries account for almost two-thirds of the global population, 75% of global trade, and 85% of the world's GDP in the wake of the global financial and economic crisis of 2007. The G20 was elevated to the level of heads of state, government, and was named the premier forum for international economic cooperation. India's G20 presidency. India will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in 2023 as 43 heads of delegations, the largest event ever in the G20, will participate in the final New Delhi summit in September later this year. As a nation committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's presidency will be a significant milestone as it seeks to find practical global solutions for the benefit of all and embody the idea of Vasudhaivam Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. The G20 summit is held annually with a rotating presidency, and in 2023 India will hold the presidency. The group does not have a permanent secretariat and is supported by the previous, current, and future holders of the presidency, known as the Troika. In 2023, the Troika consists of Indonesia, Brazil, and India. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which translates to One Earth, One Family, One Future, is the theme of India's G20 presidency. It is inspired from the Maha Upanishad, an old Sanskrit scripture. The theme fundamentally highlights the importance of all life, human, animal, plant, and microorganism, as well as their interdependence on Earth and across the universe. The theme also exemplifies lifestyle for environment, which highlights the importance of environmentally sustainable and responsible lifestyle choices both at the individual and national level in creating a cleaner, greener, and bluer future. The G20 presidency also heralds for India the start of Amritkal, a 25-year period commencing from the 75th anniversary of its independence on August 15, 2022, leading up to the centenary of its independence. The summit will conclude a series of meetings throughout the year, with the potential host cities for meeting from December 2022 to February 2023, including Bengaluru, Chandigarh, Chennai, Guwahati, Indore, Jodhpur, Khajuraho, Kolkata, Lucknow, Mumbai, Pune, Rann of Kutch, Surat, Thiruvananthapuram, and Udaipur. India's G20 priorities. Number 1. Green development, climate finance, and life. India's focus on climate change, with a particular emphasis on climate finance and technology, as well as ensuring just energy transitions for developing countries. Introduction of the Life movement, which promotes environmentally conscious practices and is based on India's sustainable traditions. 2. Accelerated, inclusive, and resilient growth. Focus on areas that have the potential to bring a structural transformation, including supporting small and medium sized enterprises in global trade, promoting labor rights and welfare, addressing the global skills gap, and building inclusive agricultural value chains and food systems. Third, accelerating progress on SDGs. Recommitment to achieving the targets set out in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development with a particular focus on addressing the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Transformation and digital public infrastructure, promotion of human-centric approach to technology and increased knowledge-based sharing in areas such as digital public infrastructure, financial inclusion, and tech-enabled development in sectors such as agriculture and education. 5. Multilateral institutions for the 21st century. Efforts to reform multilateralism and create a more accountable, inclusive, and representative international system that is fit for addressing 21st century challenges. 6. Women-led development. Emphasis on inclusive growth and development with a focus on women empowerment and representation in order to boost socio-economic development and the achievement of SDGs. Here's a comprehensive overview of the key outcomes. Number 1. Economic partnerships and trade agreements. India and Brazil, led by President Lula, have strengthened their economic ties by expanding the India-Mercosur Preferential Trade Agreement (PTA). Mercosur, a South American trading bloc consisting of Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, seeks to maximize its economic partnership with India. This move underscores the importance of global economic cooperation and paves the way for increased trade between these regions. India also handed over the G20 presidency to Brazil during the summit closing ceremony. In a momentous development, leaders from the United States, India, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, France, Germany, Italy, and the European Union jointly announced the launch of the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor. This ambitious project aims to foster economic growth and counter China's Belt and Road Initiative. This corridor is set to reshape global trade dynamics and enhance collaboration among key stakeholders. Multilateral Development Banks (MDBs) and financial inclusions. The G20 Summit marked significant progress in addressing global challenges with a focus on strengthening multilateral development banks and financial inclusions. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman highlighted the unanimous endorsement of a comprehensive financial inclusion action plan for the next 2 fiscal years. This endorsement demonstrates the commitment of G20 leaders to promoting financial access for all. The reform agenda for MDBS took center stage during discussions with widespread support for various proposals, including the introduction of a new capital adequacy framework. Notably, progress was made in the debt restructuring discussions, with significant headway achieved in the cases of Ghana, Zambia, and Ethiopia. Sri Lanka's debt resolution efforts are also in progress, with a proposal for a more time-bound common framework receiving approval from G20 leaders. Assets and regulation. In the realm of crypto assets, the G20 endorsed approaches from both the International Monetary Fund and the Financial Stability Board. The IMF focused on the microeconomic implications of crypto assets, while the FSB concentrated on regulatory frameworks. India advocated for a common template, and discussions will continue among central bank governors and finance ministers. Bilateral agreements. During the summit, India and Bangladesh signed their Memorandum of Understanding to enhance cooperation. These agreements include collaboration in digital payment mechanism between the National Payments Corporation of India and Bangladesh Bank, the renewal of the Cultural Exchange Program CEP between India and Bangladesh for 2023-2025, and an MOU between the Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICAR and the Bangladesh Agriculture Research Council BARC. These agreements strengthen the bonds between the two nations in various domains. Technology and Defense Partnership. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Joe Biden highlighted the significance of technology in deepening the India-US strategic partnership. They praised the ongoing efforts through the India-US Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technology (ICET) to build secure and resilient technology ecosystem and value chains. The ICET initiative aims to position India and the United States as trusted technology partners, addressing regulatory restrictions and export controls. Moreover, both leaders emphasized the support for building resilient global semiconductor supply chains with major investment from microchip technology inclusive and advanced micro devices. They also welcomed the signing of an MOU between Bharat 6G Alliance and Next G Alliance, further advancing telecommunication cooperation. Defense ties. Prime Minister Modi and President Biden reaffirmed their commitment to deepening the bilateral major defense partnership. They welcomed India's procurement of 31 MQ-9B remotely piloted aircraft from General Atomics and the commencement of negotiations for a commercial agreement between GE Aerospace and Hindustan Aeronautical to manufacture GE F414 jet engines in India. Resolution of trade disputes. In a significant development, India and the United States settled the last trade dispute at the World Trade Organization (WTO) concerning poultry products. This resolution marks the conclusion of all seven pending trade disputes between the two countries at the WTO, showcasing their commitment to resolving trade issues amicably. In a summary, the 2023 G20 Summit in India has yielded significant outcomes across economic, financial, technological, and diplomatic fronts. The collaborative spirit among world leaders and the commitment to addressing global challenges underscore the importance of international cooperation in shaping a more prosperous and secure future for all nations. The world looks forward to continued progress and partnership in the years to come.